Welcome to Brave Healer Productions. It's time to experience what's possible. So, what if there's something you haven't learned yet that could change everything? Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions Publishing, where we are helping the world experience what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission is the lead author of one of our newest books. This one is called The Alchemy of Intuition, Embodied Practices to Access Your Inner Voice. Welcome, Dr. Tiffany McBride. How are you feeling today?
You so much for having me. I'm feeling excited. I can feel it in my body. It's buzzing.
Oh my gosh, I know the buzz. I know the buzz. All right, let's give you guys a little sneak peek first. Like, you need to see this book, right? The Alchemy of Intuition. Oh my gosh, there's so much I could talk about just from this front cover artwork that Tiffany created, first of all. So you're amazing. I know, honestly, we could talk for hours about what the symbolism is here and what's up with this cover. But for right now, I'll just shout you out for that beautiful art. I'll give a little shout out to Kelly Kashula for our interior design work on the book. And, you know, these books don't get out without a lot of help. So anything you want to say about the cover before I pop off of this?
I mean, if you want to know the magic of how this cover came to be, definitely get the book and read about it. It's the story is in there, and it's really just an amazing intuitive journey to creating that art piece.
Yes, go read that story, you guys. Like that alone. I love, I love, I love. So I have like ginormous gratitude for you. You are an amazing woman, amazing person. You guys, I want to tell you a little bit more about Tiffany. Dr. Tiffany McBride is the creatrix of Holistic Vibrations and the Mystic Muse, an integrative clinical psychotherapist who bridges evidence-based trauma healing with intuitive and holistic modalities. Her work supports individuals in healing trauma, reconnecting with their inner wisdom, and transforming their lives through depth-oriented, soul-centered care. And this is not an ordinary project. You took all of us to Ireland with you. The journey was absolutely phenomenal. Your leadership was absolutely phenomenal. We've had some discussions about how that went down, and I just really wanted to say thank you. That whole journey and adventure and connection, that was a big gift. So thank you for that. Will you tell us a little bit of the why behind the woman, the book, Ireland?
Sure.
Give it to us.
Sure. So, Ireland has been something that, or a place that I have felt very called to for years. And about maybe 12 years ago, I really started on my spiritual path, and a lot of stuff came around the Celtic and Druidism. And so I really became fascinated with Ireland and the traditions there. And so it was a really big, huge gift when I was talking to Laura in Egypt just a few years ago about possibly doing a book and doing a journey. And we said Ireland, and we just kind of knew that was it. And so it began like a few years. And then I started to go and tour Ireland last March and had my own crazy, amazing experience. And I really, really just wanted everybody else to experience and have their own adventure and meaningful, intuitive, alchemical process. And that's what happened. There's so much that Ireland, it's just a beautiful, beautiful land. You go there and you definitely feel the feminine energy. You feel the ancient, ancestors and druidisms, and they really, in Ireland, they really take importance to the traditions and the land, and they take care of it. And so that essence is still there because of the Ireland people still honoring all those traditions. So it's just it was a beautiful, beautiful adventure for me, and it changed my life. And then taking everybody there, it was another life-changing experience, not just for me, but for so many people that went. And so I really wanted that. I really intended to just have everybody have their own experience. It wasn't based on like what I was leading or guiding. It was more of like, here's Ireland, and go experience it for yourself and figure out what she wants to tell you.
Yes. I think everybody that went had that experience. I know I did. I know I had a pretty profound connection and experience, and didn't even really know before we went that I'm 44% Irish. We went and we back. I asked my mom, I asked my sister, I'm like, what's up with that? And then I figured it out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've never been to Ireland. We have a lot of Irish in our family. And of course, another gift was to have my mom go on the trip with me. And we both have a chapter in the book, which is pretty special to me.
Mhm.
So the topic, back when we did talk about it, I'm like, Tiffany, we have to do this. This is a foundational topic. This is life changing, world changing. Like when you can bring people back into their body, connect to that intuition, right? So for me, like the hell yes was from the very first second of the idea of the book, Ireland aside, it was like, we need to help people with this because it's foundational. But for me, and maybe for a lot of people, this is what I'm going to ask you about. It's like, I rediscovered that connection to my intuition kind of much later in life. I was really a further along adult. And I think that happens with a lot of people. What's your story like there? Like, do you remember that childhood intuition? Do you remember that piece?
Yeah, well, when I was very young, I was very connected to the other side, and I talk a little bit about that in my chapter. And so I have always been sensitive and felt things and known things. And when I was 13, that was cut off. It was weird. It wasn't right. It was, you're wrong in that way. And so I cut it off for a long time. And then in my, I would say early 30s, that's when I started to dive back in. The first thing was a Reiki session, and that opened me wide open. And since then, I've just been on this breadcrumb path of figuring out where I'm meant to be. And it's just been an amazing adventure to see what's been able to come into my life and I've been able to do because of listening to my intuition. And it took a long time to trust it. So it's a process for sure, because there's a lot of doubt that we have as human beings of like, yeah, right, that's not right, and we're always in our head constantly. And that's part of not being connected to the body, because the intuition is in the body. It is not in the head. And I talk about it in the book about how we access our intuition is through having a regulated nervous system, which has everything to do about our body. And in order for us to have a regulated nervous system, we need to do things that bring us peace and quiet so that we can listen and get away from all the crazy noises and all that stuff. And so, yeah, it's just been a process for like 12 years for me. And I want people to know that they have access to their own inner truth of how to live their life, what path to go on. Like they don't need other people. They don't need a guru. They are it. And people just don't know that. And so I really want people to know that they are it.
You are it, you guys. Yes. Okay, so again, this topic really excites me. It has been absolutely transformational and life changing for me. And here I am. I'm on the journey like you have been. I'm interested. I've studied it. I've been in health and wellness for a long time. Like, and we kind of know the magic. And so, you tend to want to like get your megaphone out and tell everybody. It's like, yes, but and this is a selfish question, but what's your best advice for taking this to the next level in terms of our superpowers? What would you say about that?
Mm. Well, I think that as you continue to heal your trauma and heal from the past, things that keep you stuck, it just opens up more doors. It helps you to have clearer vision of yourself. And so, like, when you get to I mean, it's levels. It's not just one, like, you don't hit at the top of the ladder, it just keeps going.
Yeah,
And
there's
so
no
that's
top, right?
no, and it's
Yeah, okay.
expansive and it's infinite. And so as you continue to grow and you really start to trust yourself and that inner voice, things happen. Pathways open up, jobs come to you, people come to you, people from your past come to you and make amends. Like it's amazing. Just in this last month, that's happened for me. And I'm just like, what? I haven't done anything, but I have. I've been listening to my intuition and following it. And I believe that there is a reward in that and that comes to you. And so, I'm looking into the next for myself, and I am going to be launching a intuitive program to help people get in touch with their intuition. It's going to be a 13-month program, and they will become certified and intuitive practitioners so that they can go out and use their gifts and help other people to get in touch with their intuition. So that's the expansion that I'm heading into, but then I don't even know what that looks like because I know that my mind is limited. But when I access that intuition, it's all possibilities are possible. I don't know what that looks like, but my intuition will know.
Yeah, it's good to detach from the how, isn't it?
Yes.
Because the limitless place is in the connection we're talking about. Oh my gosh, you guys, we could be here for 3 hours talking about into like this is just the best topic ever. And I have experienced magic similar. I was going to ask you for examples and you gave them already. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
all of those things happen. So we want you to be excited about this. Tiffany wrote an incredible summary of our trip. She gifted us some of the history, some of that ancestry. We visited some incredible sacred sites. All of that magic is in the book. And then of course, all of our beautiful co-authors who raised their hand and said, "Yep, I want to come, I want to write, I want to have this experience with you all." So I have so much gratitude for everybody that said yes and is part of this book. Tiffany, I know you have a message for your co-authors today.
Yeah, I am so thankful that they all said yes. And they didn't know what they were really getting themselves into. They literally were using their intuition to be like, okay, yes, I feel it. But I don't know what's going to happen. And I just want to thank every single one of them for putting their heart out there and writing their most vulnerable stories. Such beautiful, vulnerable stories. And I have been able to see, as the author, see them from the beginning to now. And a lot of them have gone through their transformation and they are on the other side. Like when they wrote, and then after they wrote that chapter, things have already started happening for them. And I feel like that's the fourth stage of alchemy, that everything came to be. And I'm just so proud of them. It's just a beautiful flowing book. It just all goes together, and everybody has such a profound story. So please just read the whole book because it's a whole piece that really just like from the beginning to the end, it's a story. It is a process that you will totally relate to. And so my co-authors are awesome, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
100%. Love to all of you guys that are a part of this. You to our audience today, this book is such a gift on so many levels. So you touched on it already a little bit. You have a lot of exciting things going on besides the book this year. And I wanted to know if you wanted to share a little more about that 13-month, is that a certification program? And what else do you have going on?
Yeah, so I rebranded, well, I kind of added another business, which is the Mystic Muse, after I came back from Ireland the first time. It was hugely transformational where I was like told to do this. And it's a program where I'm able to do more intuitional, artsy, creative therapy. And so it's different than clinical therapy. It's more of my like witchy woo-woo stuff, which I love. And it's been actually more successful than my other business because we've been starting moon circles, and I started a program called the Lotus Healing from the Root Up, which is my trauma program. But this 13-month program, and I'm already gathering names. People are already starting to be like, sign me up. It is going to be a certification program. So you're going to be trained in Reiki 1 and 2, and also you're going to be trained and educated in everything from what your gifts, what your clairvoyant, your voyances or your clairs, clairaudient, clairvoyant. We're going to figure out what those gifts are. I mean, everything that you can think of with listening to your intuition, listening to another part of you, listening to spirit or the other side. So it's a huge, long process. It's going to be I mean, people are so excited. I'm hoping to start it by the summertime. So, yeah, and so people will be able to go and start their own businesses. I'm going to help them learn how to start their own business and go do what they need to do. Like if it's singing bowls or if it's energy healing or if it's like reading tarot for people, whatever. I want to help people to step into their own intuition and use that.
That's a big ripple, Tiffany. Congratulations. I
Thank
love the
you.
feeling of that ripple. Yes. Okay. So you guys, we know that we're talking about this beautiful book today, but we also are talking to you on your journeys. And my encouragement is not to just, read the book, but to actually have an experience and see what you're drawn to. Our job as writers is to help you feel something, and you're definitely going to be feeling a couple of things. And so that's the thing. And Tiffany knows, right? Getting back into your body is where you feel all the good stuff. It's in that now moment of feeling. And that's my encouragement about the book and really what you're up to, Tiffany. So, what are your last words of encouragement today for those who are on this journey with us?
Yeah, and I think that being in the body and being embodied can be really scary for people because sometimes they don't feel very safe in their body. And that is because of trauma or stress or like just hard, it's just hard. And so we get in our head and we live from logic and we live from concepts and programs and stuff like that instead of living from who we are. And a lot of us don't know who we are. And so I talk a lot about in the introduction about how do we get to this intuition? It's not automatic. We have to work at it. And so I do talk about the difference between what is intuition and what is anxiety, because that is very confusing to a lot of people. And so I really want you to see and also learn from this book of how you know when you're an intuition and when you're not. And then also what's in the way. I wrote a chapter, it's called Rising from the Dead. healing ancestor wounds through ceremony. And I talk about, you know, our past and our generational trauma and even our ancestor trauma we have in our bodies. And sometimes we have to heal all of that. And I talk about that in the book so that we can start to really listen, trust, and go the path that we are feeling is best for us. So I want to say is like it's not an instant thing. It's not an easy thing. Um, but you can get there. And if you want to read this book, I think that's going to help you start getting there.
Definitely, it is going to start getting you there in maybe leaps and bounds. Dr. Tiffany McBride, thank you so much for what you do in the world and for being here today to share it with everyone. Thank you for being the leader of this beautiful community, this book. You guys, this is way more than a book, actually. And I'm going to pull this right back up again for a moment. This is a generous community. Maybe something Tiffany said today is giving you the goosebumps or you're resonating. Maybe you have a question or you need support. Guess what? You can pop down into the show notes and I've got her hooked up with her links, her websites. Please go explore what she is up to. All of our co-authors are in this book are the same, right? You can connect with them. You can ask a question and you can get support. We, of course, hope that you hop over to Amazon and grab your copy of the book. I've got the link down below. And lastly, today, everyone, remember your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So it is time to be brave. See you next time, everyone.